It's go time. T minus 29 minutes before we get ourselves a cheeky Italian Grand Prix, and I'm here for it, mate. I'm telling you what, this is going to get a bit techie, right? McLaren don't want anybody to discuss the S word being starts with Lando. No wins. Oh, the humanity. It's going to get techie. What are you saying, Iconic? We are waiting for you. Mate, I'm only 2 minutes late today. Do you know what I mean? Can I not get some racing room? Iconic. I mean, come on. I hope Lewis manages to raise his spirits. Oh my gosh, Gian, did he see him? I've not been good enough. I can't qualify. I can't pull a lap together. This is Lewis Hamilton, 7-time champion talking. Not Nicholas Latifi. What are we doing? Living on the edge. Ahoy there. Early bird gets the worm. It's going to get techie. Paisley, you're a legend, mate. Privileged. Humbled that you remember. It's going to get techie. Hopefully we're in for a good one. Both F3 and F2 were good today. Different cars though, Nate. You know what I mean? Different cars, different formula, different tech spec, different parameters physically as far as the dimensions of those cars, and a different set of circumstances. F3 I've heard about because even on the edge was talking about it. Not bad. I didn't get time to watch, but oh, the humanity. T minus 27 minutes away from a cheeky Italian Grand Prix. We get Martin Brundle's grid walk, which I don't think would be fantastic. Go on. What do we need to cover in the next 20 minutes or less around this race? It's going to be interesting. Tyre deck is going to be a feature, of course, as it is always, but more than ever because track temps and ambient temps are going to be chaotic, right? Which means that these drivers, per Andrea Kimi Antonelli's example in FP1, are going to have to be cognizant at each and every single turn, quite literally, of the impact, the rate at which their tyres are falling off. And depending on what they've seen in FP1, they would have adjusted for that in real time to tack on or take off some mechanical downforce in the form of their rear wings, right, per Red Bull. Well, Red Bull botched it last weekend, didn't they, at the Dutch Grand Prix? They overestimated materially the amount of tyre deg that they were to anticipate for, to adjust for in terms of their setup in the race. It came in adverse. It was lower. And they'd baked in too much downforce accordingly, which made them slow. Red Bull is struggling, right? Zach Brown says that he's nervous. Of course he's nervous. 76 of you watching Kokoli, do me a favour. Chad, the legend that is. OG of the channel. I hope you're good, mate. Living on the edge. Oh my gosh, and breathe. It's going to get techie. Go on then. What do we need to know? I went back overnight. I've gone back and watched the... you know, I like myself a cheeky onboard pole lap, Jandrick. Red Bull losing personnel, absolutely en masse. It's getting chaotic. Lewis, let's go. Channel the negativity and win. Atomic, I don't hate that, mate. I would love for Lewis to, like, do you know what I mean? Put some respect on his name. Kayori, you're a legend. Saw a comment that said that Lewis may have struggled because this weekend was the realisation that he's getting replaced. Let's not. I think people are overcomplicating it a bit, Russ. He just didn't have a good lap. That's ultimately the start and the finish. Mibashir says, odds on Lando getting jumped at the start. They just quoted the amount of times that he's started on pole and not managed to get it across the line by the end of lap 1 in the same position, right? But do not mention the S word to Lando Norris. Do you know what I mean? Do not, whatever you do, mention the S word. It's gonna get so techie, this. I cannot wait. Palm sweaty, mom spaghetti. Go on, here's what you need to learn. Oh, here's what we need to understand going into the race. Yesterday wasn't a god tier lap from Lando Norris. Not as god tier as was the previous Grand Prix, as an example, dropping 4/10 of the rest. Even Lando Norris, what's going on, Brandon? I hope you're good. Let's go, Lewis. Here's hoping, mate. Mate, that would make my day. If Lewis could show well, I don't even want a podium from him necessarily. If he could just go well, that would make me very happy. Around the Lando's lap, and I have watched it a good couple of times. If you watch, right, the very best drivers on the grid will always do well around a Lesmo 1, a Lesmo 2. These kind of fast, flowy right-handers, then like 90-degree-ish, and there's 2 of them back-to-back in the lead-up to Ascari. The penultimate turns, or the penultimate chicane even, at the Italian Grand Prix, the Monza circuit. The quickest around there yesterday in qualifying were all the ones that you would expect, the usual suspects. Max was rapid through there. Lewis was rapid through there. So too was Lando. Lando lost a load of time in quali in sector 1. Why? Well, because on the first chicane, he said it post quali that what he wanted to do was stretch the braking zone. So he braked particularly late going into turn 1 and turn 2, the first chicane. Coming out of that on the combined exit, however, he was too quick to enforce, ram home that advantage and jumped on the throttle too early and had to deal with some emergency measures, right? Had to fix for the oversteer that happened thereafter. Lost himself about a tenth and a half, he says. But thereafter, Lando Norris was absolutely incredible. Ascari wasn't perfect, but the corners, so the second chicane, chef's kiss from Lando Norris was incredible. Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2 in particular. Again, I would advise you, if you're a fan of the F1-age, go back and watch that on board on the YouTube. So F1 have put it up there. Lesmo 2 was like picture perfect. As versus Max Verstappen, that's where he gained most of his time. If we're doing delta settings, that was the driver. Lesmo 2, he just hooked it up perfectly. And again, you can't do it if you don't have the car that's hooked up, Selvin. How big up, Selvin? You can't do that if you don't have the car requisite right. But yeah, and still, I've always said that Lando, when Max was doing his, I just belch into that. How very rude of you, Cameron. Trying to get all my words out. As we said with Max Verstappen when he was doing his thing, not very many moons ago, that even if you have got the car, you still got to go out and nail it, eh? You still got to go out there and execute for it. And Lando Norris was very good, particularly through Lesmos. Scary not so good, but Parabolica he nailed again. I was listening to Peter D. Windsor, actually. He's friend of the channel. Always got to take in a bit of Peter D. Do you know what I mean? And he was saying that his bête noire, his pet peeve as far as Monza, is when drivers come out of a Scari, which will kick you right, bearing in mind Parabolica bears right, so you want to be on the left side of the track. Peter D. Windsor said his pet peeve is when Ascari kicks the car right, that drivers automatically veer to the left long before it's time with a view to straight line the geometric racing line, eh? I didn't know that. This is news to me. I would have always kicked back, on the game at least. Ascari kicks me out, and at the earliest possible opportunity I was kicked back. Peter says that's not the line of least resistance as far as mechanical empathy with the car. Interesting, eh? Gets techie. Brandon, Michael, what's going on? Leclerc, go on then, let's get a cheeky poll out. So far so good today. Chiba says, I wouldn't put too much on Lewis. We haven't seen him in a race winning car in a while, even when winning, and he did it. See, this is the problem, Chiba. I thought we'd rounded a corner on this. I genuinely thought we were over the worst of this. I mean, he was God tier at Silverstone. Like, what are we? Honestly, you can't make this stuff up. Genuinely, it is chaos. It is an absolute chaos, this stuff. I just don't... Who's that saying? It's Martin Brundle getting love on the grid walk. Not very many stars that we can see, though. In stark contrast to a Miami or a Las Vegas. Huh. Right, let me try and get some metrics up and ready to go. It's going to get techie, this. Gonna get techie. In fact, before I do that, let me get a cheeky poll out. 146 of you watching Kokoni, do me a favour, smash a like. It's gonna get techie. Oh, Miles. Luigi, only follow Ferraris at Monza. Papaya is for fruits. Oh, the humanity. Maybe you thought he would. It's techie with Lewis. We'll talk about Lewis very quick. Let me get this poll out first. Right, let's go. Right, for the win. You guys let me know. Liam Payne of One Direction fame. Looking in great spirits. Who cares about stars? I know, Candidate. What's going on, Candidate? I hope you're good, mate. Macon, I can't dance, I can't sing, I sure can't spell correct. Me and you both, Macon. I've got nothing. Do you know what I mean? Oh, the humanity. Right, let me tee up some some metrics. Why am I worried and scared? This sport, what it does to me in the lead up to the race, with T minus 19 minutes to go before we get ourselves a formation lap, it just does something to me. It's really, really odd. This is really, really odd. Right, let's get that out of the way. Let's get out that way. Yeah, nervous. Corey, what Cameron, no science, no Jean Lazy. Did I put Leclerc in now? I thought I put Leclerc in. But again, mate, you can't have there's not, YouTube won't let you have infinite options. So there can only be 4, right? And per the bookmakers odds, I think I've picked the top 4. I mean, you can't overtake massively around here. So who are the, you know what I mean? In order, what you think Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc are just going to come steaming through around the track that you can't, historically, past this prologue, that you can't overtake very well. He's on Bernie Eccleston. How are you? Doesn't check. Maybe share. It's a bit different for Lewis now. He said he has the best car. He said he has the car and should have been on pole. Other times was more on the car than himself. Think we may get a little hammer time today. Here's hoping. He's good around here, isn't he? He's not been bad around here historically. Do you know what I mean? Like he's all right around here, Lewis. 7-time Monza or Italian Grand Prix winner. I vote Max at all these polls, but realistically, it's hard for him to come through. Max Verstappen starting in 6th. So the jury's still out on this car, what it's doing, why Red Bull are experiencing so much difficulties, fundamental flaws. Ted Kravitz spoke about asymmetric braking, saying that he's pitched a few of his contacts, and again, he's infinitely more connected to the paddock than I. And he's talked to some people, and every one of the people that he's spoken to says Red Bull weren't using asymmetric braking. So far from it to be me to diverge away from Ted Kravitz's opinion. Do you know what I mean? Lewis in that poll for some hope, brother. Maybe share. What do you want me to do? Objectivity, sacrifice, the alter at, partisanship, never. Evolved, I can't vote. I pick Lewis. You can pick Lewis. Betting Lando's a good start is madness. I hear you, Coyote. Past his prologue, he probably won't, eh? He may not. Carlos Sainz, man from Madrid. Happy birthday. That's his 30th. I hope he goes well. I hope he goes well, Carlos. I wouldn't mind him nailing himself some Charles Leclerc. Do you know what I mean? You can't fight the laws of physics no matter how good. Exactly this, Daniel. Do you know what I mean? Exactly that. How good can you be if the car won't take you back to the promised land? This is going to take a W and prove his own self. I think he'll go well around here, Macon, but it's hard to over that. Don't get confused by a Scari and bloody Parabolica. Don't look at the track layout and think that this is going to be an overtake fest. Historically, it's not been that. It's better start another poll now on which position Lando find himself after. But I don't want to jinx it, Jay. They won't even mention the S word being starts for Lando, nor Oscar Jack Piastri, because they're so worried that he's going to yeet it to the back of the grid, right? I think there's something on that car. We all know Red Bull cheated. Amendra, apparently not, if you believe in Ted Kravitz. You know what, Amendra, I'll tell you the truth. I like to defer to those who know infinitely more about the sport and are more connected to it than I. And Ted Kravitz is one of those. He's never done me wrong going with Ted. And Ted said that he's spoken to his people and his people don't think there was anything on the car. But who knows, right? Wouldn't be the first time that the FI have lied to us as the paying public. It's adoring paying public. Anyone know how I can run the stream in the F1 app at the same time on Android? Somebody can help you in here, maybe share, but it's we talked about it before. Robert, so McLaren give the order. Right, so Robert touches on a key point. Will they give the order? They're going to need to give an order. Lando and Norris, the delta between, in terms of driver standings, the delta between Lando and Max Verstappen currently sat at 70 points. How many races left? 9. That means if Max, let's assume best case scenario for Max that he finishes second every single race. Best case, just making assumptions out here. And Lando finishes first every single time over the next 9 races and nails the fastest lap each and every single time. Difference in points between first and second is 7. 18 points you get for second, 25 you get for first. 7 times 9 is what? 7 times 9? 63. let's say he gets a point for every single fastest lap over than the next 9, which is reachy. It feels like nonsense. What's that? 72 points. The delta is 70 points right now. So even, that's to say that even if Lando wins every single race between now and the end of the season, discounting sprint races, wins every single race and picks up every single fastest lap, he'd only win the championship by 2 points. It's reachy. He needs help. It's not quite mathematically impossible, but do you know what I mean? Is it the most likely outcome? Probably not. No pun intended. He's going to need help from Oscar Jack and others. The more people that he can put, if he can win this race and, you know what I mean, get a start, the more people between him and Maximilian Verstappen, the better. Because he's DEFCON 5 now for Lando Norris. It is urgent indeed. Lewis and Max next to each other on the grid, mate. Fireworks, eh? Reminiscent, PTSD. Thinking of 2021 instantaneously for sure. They've already agreed they're playing for the Lando win. Sid, okay, so I heard different from Andrea Stella. He said, you know what, if it's 50-50, if Lando needs the help, then they will affect team orders as we are T-minus 12 minutes away from a cheeky race start. Oh, the humanity. Oh, the humanity. I'm nervous. What is it about these races? Around this time, I can't even contain myself. It's too much. It's just it's untenable. All right, so we're saying, what are we saying now? One stopping more than likely. I think that's what we're looking at. Spiritual insight. I love Max, but it seems like the car might not be good enough, even with Max in it, to get second. I never back against Max, yeah, but oh, Rachel with Oscar. Mention the S word, Rachel. Mention the S word. Ask him how he's going to get off the line. Yeah, you get your umbrella, Oscar. Stay cool, son. I've considered the brake issue as a smokescreen for a much larger issue. I have no idea, but I could have that spidey sense you speak of, or could I, Macon? Matt, if we're doing brass tacks, if we're looking at the evidence that's most available, it speaks. If you do the super times calc, which anybody can do, this isn't rocket science, you can see that the convergence story is driven by how much McLaren and Mercedes, because of the upgrades, the multitudinous upgrades that they've bought, how much they've caught up Red Bull, not necessarily how much Red Bull have lost on the rest. That's what we're looking at. Why are we looking at the radars if it's going to rain? Oh, it's going to get tricky. Either humanity, we're here for it. Out of curiosity, anyone knows what was the time set on the RB19? Slower. Maybe she will be much slower. The issue for Red Bull, Ted Gravitt said, isn't that they've fallen backwards. It's just not that. He said they're not developing at the same rate as the rest. That there's been a stasis of sorts. And you'll recall, by the way, that Adrian Newey spoke about this at the livery reveal this year. That the reason why they had to tinker with the design philosophy of the RB19 playing into the RB20 is because they were scared about this exact same thing happening, right? The law of diminishing returns was the dragon that the bulls that are red were always going to have to slave for. Not dissimilar to Mercedes having to try and understand ground effect for the first time in earnest, which is something that they haven't done. Lando Norris suiting up, ready to go, mate. All the bet. Go well, Lando. It's game time, chap. The competitive landscape is indeed dependent on you getting it done. Execute for this. About we can't talk about starts. What's that about? I still worry about, I'll be honest, one stop apparently evolved historically, unless there's a safety car or changing circumstances, otherwise act of God settings. I am keen to see out you're a legend, Sorrow the pleb. I appreciate you, mate, doing our best out here despite the haters. Do you know what I mean? Somebody said to me, oh, the clickbait, oh, Cameron, I'm going to block this channel. And I was typing out the message saying, you know, go ahead. I was going to type out a really insidious message back to them saying, you know, go ahead and block the channel. What's wrong with you? Why are you even here commenting if you don't like the content? Why hate so much? And then I just realised, Cameron, what are you doing? What Why am I being a Nicholas Latifi as far as my most finite resource, which is time? It's blocked him from the channel. I was like, what am I doing? Don't need any haters on here. Meant to be building a good vibes channel, not a bad vibes one. Hide user from this channel. Do you know what I mean? Mercedes bodywork was already optimized for the new front wing, it seems, and now they are pretty fast again. Getting such a thin air. They were quick. Lewis said that he could have put it on pole yesterday if he had made many mistakes. Lando's dominance is ruining the sport, Cam. Michael, but you say that in jest. It's only a matter of time before people start saying that properly, right? Because people don't want anybody to win by 20 seconds. That is boring. Liberty Media, in the hands of Stefano Domenicali, asked Christian Horner and Red Bull, tongue-in-cheek, to slow down earlier, didn't he? Cam, Lando dominance. Sidolf says, is it realistic to suggest that we could see a winner from P14 to P16? Nah, Sidolf. Something would have to happen, right? It needs to be a safety car or something. Rain comes in, Lewis to the front. We can hope. Doesn't look very rainy out there, though. Where's Jomo at? Jomo, you're a legend. Kayori, how are you today, Jomo? Jomo, moderator extraordinaire settings, alongside, of course, the legend that is Jay, living on the edge. All right. No Lewis Hamilton in the poll. Come on, Cam. I know, Jomo. I'm a realist at heart, a pragmatist, a pessimist in earnest. I can't help myself. Cam, you ready for another GP? Michael, I don't know. I don't know the answer. Dayux or Dua. What's going on, mate? I hope you're good. Believe Lando will be passed at the spot. Here's the problem for Lando, yeah. If he couldn't manage at Sandvort when the running's only like 10 meters or whatever, this is a long run-in now. He's going to have to get a decent start and defend, because there are things like slipstream and wind resistance. You might argue that second might be the modus operandi, the apex predator of starting positions at Monza, and then he's got to navigate turn. What is techie this? The start of Monza is always difficult, especially if you don't launch it properly and don't nail, over rev, wheel spin, bogged down potentially. I hope he's practiced. If all the drivers had to do races in reverse, who would win? So why the pleb? I have no idea, mate. These are speculative, hypothetical circumstances that you suppose, that you put forth. My exam brain isn't working to answer these exam questions. What's going on, James? I hope you're good. Right, let's get some things up. Did anybody get Oasis tickets, by the way? I was going to try and get some, but just in the end, I was like, well, what am I doing here? Right, let's go. 70 points with 9 races to go. 236 if you're watching concurrently. Do me a favour and smash that like button, please. Now, urgently, forthwith, because every little helps. 63 likes only. Oh, come on. You guys are putting some disrespect on Cameron F1's name. What are we doing here? Okay, let's go. 9 races remaining only. Oh, do we have ourselves a Drivers' Championship on our hands? One that's techie, littered with circumstances and stakes, uncertainty, friction. Do you know who's going to win, really? You think you might know, but do you know who's going to win the World Drivers' Championship? Really? Really, do you know? The odds makers, by the way, are, they thought they knew. Max Verstappen was a big odds-on favourite, wasn't he, before? Not so much anymore. That's the truth. Not so much anymore. Oh, the humanity. By the way, Cam, what time is it in the UK? The time is 5 minutes to 2 p.m. It's going to get techier. Lol, Oasis tickets scalped. I know. It's always going to happen. 2 p.m. Right, we are T-minus 5 minutes away. Intro music in DJ. We are T-minus 5 minutes away from a cheeky Italian Grand Prix around the Automobile Monza Grand Prix circuit. There's something or other. My Italian is not very good, as you will already be aware. Nerviosa. That's what I am. Nervous. Come on. Let's go. Right, let's get oh, and breathe. Oh my gosh, why am I so nervous? No, it's too much chaos. go. Okay. Let's get some cheeky. Right, let's get some cheeky things going on here. Right, let's go. Let's go. Do me a favour, if you haven't already, please could you smash the like? Because it helps a little bit sometimes. Do you know what I mean? It helps a little bit. Okay, Francis, back to controller. What's this? Franco Colapinto. Already a cheeky message on the go. Back to the race car. Good luck, Francois Colapinto. Do you know what I mean? First race start. I'm rooting for the dude. Do you know what side, mate? Are you happy with 353 and BB1? Lou's already getting messages. We'll get the messages up in short order so we can all read for them. Although it's me being a bit techie. DRS disabled. For now, the track looks like it falls to the left from where I am. Of course, you've got to be aware of the contours, right? Especially after line cinch. Every millimetre and every second absolutely matters each and every single time. Right, let's go. Let's go. Let's get it on. Let's get it on. Let's get ready to rumble. I feel like they should have a dude that says that before the green lights every single time. Do you know what I mean? It's only right. It's only true and fair. 229 of you watching concurrently, do me a favour and smash the like. Evolved, I'm calling it 2-stop. Believe that, Evolved. The rate of deg would be a lot more than forecast. Colapinto and Stoll crash at the start. Por favor. No, we can't wish bad on people. Which broadcast are you watching? Sky Sports F1 each and every single time because I pay far too much money for it not to watch it. On Sky Go, on my desktop. I should be on F1 TV Pro, but I'm not because I'm a muggles, as they say in Harry Potter. Come, I hope Lando gets overtaken into turn one, Michael. That would be stakes, right? Almost from a neutral's point of view, if you want yourself a good race, you've kind of got to hope for Lando that somebody challenges Lando. Otherwise, he's just going to drive you off into the distance. I think I'm a generational hater. I think you're a neutral, Michael, is what it is. We haven't had a first corner schmozzle, a safety car in many minutes. You guys all sat here just rooting for like death and destruction derby. Do you know what I mean? Like that's not nice. That's not nice. What are we doing here? We're better than that. We're better. Safety car will lead lap one. A lot of you saying this. I disagree. I think they'll be all right. It's time for Monza GP 2024. Smash that like button and subscribe, peddlers. Says the myth, the legend that is my Bredrina. Coyori, I hope you're good. 40% chance of rain. Behave yourself. I'm not even... Oh, wow. Brundle, I just heard him say that there is a good chance of rain. Oh, the humanity. What's going on? All right. Not long now. Seconds away from a cheeky formation lap. 245 if you're watching. I feel like we might be in for a decent race here, you know. Optimism. Always. Who's starting on what tire? Look at this. Mediums, top 6. Max Verstappen, Checo Perez starting on the hards. Have you seen that, guys? On your right side of your screen. Oof. 53 laps remaining. Let's go. Oof. Let's go. Go easy, Michael. No beef in here today. It's too tiring. Just love and good vibes. Do you know what I mean? Formation lap. The rain gods giveth. And the rain gods, all the racing gods taketh away. Give us some rain. Oh no. Oh no. Can you imagine if we get rain? Max Verstappen, he'll be doing one of these for the rain, won't he? Oh, my God. Go. We have ourselves a reformation lap. And breathe, cams. Breathe. Do you know what I mean? Red Bulls are on hards, Michael. You noticed, eh? You noticed. And Sonoda and Lance Stroll and Bottas, of course, looking to leverage, go long and leverage the overcut potentially. Oh my gosh. Yeah, nervous any. You can't fall away every start, right? Believe Lando champion coming. He needs some good fortune and some circumstance, I'll tell you that much. Balls on hard. Yeah. Be interested to see. You remember the dichotomy that they experienced yesterday when they went on scrubs. Max did a 1:19.6. Checo Perez was faster on scrubs too. And then they went and put on brand new red labelled soft compound tyres. The pace just went away. They were nowhere near, which is weird. Friend of the channel, Peter Windsor, thinks that it's something to do with the sweet spot of that car, right? The McLaren's sweet spot is one of these that they've built it. Their design philosophy enables them to make mistakes and not see a material drop off, a downside impact as far as their lap times. Red Bull, however, is a tightly wound beast, temperamental, mercurial even. Ergo, its sweet spot mechanically is much more finite. Either side of those parameters, and the car just loses pace hand over fist, doesn't it? No bueno. Right, formation lap setting 256. If you're watching concurrently, do me a favour and smash the like. Red Bulls on hards. Yeah, both Red Bulls on hards. You can see on the right. Oh, and by the way, before we kick off, all the metrics that you see on your screen brought to you by our mates over at Multiviewer. Again, this is only half of their suite that they offer. Go and download them and have a play. Tell them that we sent you. They live it, don't they? Rain, behave yourself. Not already. All right. And I'm a little bit behind you guys on my visual, but do you know, standard. I've just seen Toto the boy who cried wolf, doing his normal stoic countenance thing as we see Lewis Hamilton approaching. The McLarens have gone quickly, haven't they? They've been left standing for a while, though. To be fair, that's not a good look. Lando having a cheeky look to his right again. Remember, long run into turn one, the first chicane. Ideally, I don't even know. You want to be on the racing line, right, which is the left side. So odd numbers, first, third, fifth, seventh. They should be getting better starts because their side of the track has more rubber. What is the Sauber doing? Get a wriggle on, chap. Zhou Guanyu and Bottas are taking the mick here, jeopardising Lando Norris's ability to nail it. Keep in front. Right. Last cars. Oh my God. I'm nervous. This is girls. And breathe. 281 of you watching concurrently. Oh no, Piastri already. No, I'm behind and I cannot see. No. 3 lights out. 4 lights. 5 lights. 5 lights out. Oh my God, Piastri's got a start. Lando moves over massively to careful the Mercedes of George. Oh my God. Go on, Lando. George drops it, locks up, goes down the runoff area. Is he going to get back on quickly? Bloody Nora, the McLarens of George Russell's again, mate. Chew your food before you swallow, George. Very smart from the 2 McLaren drivers. Oh my God, Oscar's trying one at the outside into the chicane. Oscar Jack Piastri at the inside. Oh my God. Oscar Jack Piastri nails Lando Norris and so too does Charles Leclerc. Oh my gosh. Lando no wins, man. Always. He'd done the hard part. He'd got off the line. Now look, in third. That is bonkers. Oscar Jack Piastri, bloody Nora, absolutely not getting the assignment here. But something happened with Lando, right? Again, he just can't. Something about Lando on the opening lap, as brilliant as he is, as fantastic as his lap was yesterday, he just loses his cool, doesn't he? And now, look at this, the Ferraris in hands of Carlos Sainz. They're onto it now. Look at this. So George Russell and Lando Norris, the biggest losers on lap 1. Don't even need DRS at the moment. Look at them, Slipstream Central. Max Verstappen says Lewis didn't leave a car's width. Oh, bloody Nora, Max. I mean, get a penalty for that. So Max on the brinksmanship. Who's this? Oh my gosh, George Russell fighting. George Russell quabbling with Checo Perez. What are we doing? We have a problem, right? You runners and riders. Piastri nailing his teammate Lando Norris and detrimenting him to the tune of 3rd position. Oh, the humanity. It's weird that Lando had done the hard part right, got off the line properly, changed gears properly, but again into the second chicane, got nobbled clean up the inside, and that's not even a place that you would normally overtake around. Was Lando playing it too safe? What is going on? Biggest loser, Lando Norris down to third. Charles Leclerc up 2 places to second at the end of your first lap. Oh, the humanity. What is going on? Bloody Nora. Oscar Piastri getting a bit wild for Ascari, but he's looking to nail it. Right, McLaren have themselves. Houston, we have ourselves a problem here, you know. Do we not? Do you smell this problem? 70 points, chaps. That is the delta, for context. Drivers' standings between Messrs Norris and Maximilian Verstappen. What are we doing? Hulkenberg getting destroyed. Go on and let's get some. Your runners and riders at the end of lap 1. Piastri. Bloody no, I just don't even understand. Piastri, Leclerc, Norris, Sainz, Hamilton, Verstappen, Russell, Perez, Albon, Alonso. That's your point scoring positions rounded out. Oh my gosh. Checo, Perez. Again, Checo's not doing too badly. Holding station, but trying to have a cheeky nibble at George Russell whilst his tyres are nice and fresh. Although he's on hards, remember. So we've got tyre offset. Max Verstappen looks decent now, doesn't he? On those hards. Sat in 6th. Oh, the humanity. Lando. At this point, you wouldn't be surprised if Max Verstappen finishes ahead of Lando, eh? Oh, mate. I can't believe what I saw. Has Lando done that again, chap? He had one job. Get to the end of the first lap in first position, mate. Now you've got all this pace. Look at him gapping Carlos. Now that he's got his eye in, he needs to go and see like a sports psychologist, right? In earnest, properly. It's not good enough now, Lando. These starts are going to cost you the championship, chap. And the window of opportunity in the one that F's is always fleeting, right? It opens and closes before even the most discerning eyes realise. Russell's the biggest loser. I don't disagree with you, Michael. He's dropped down massively. But again, if you're talking about the race for the Drivers' Championship, then George was never in it to lose. Why does George always make a dumb mistake at the worst time? He doesn't chew his fit. Both he and Lando have this thing, a terminal disease where they don't chew their food before they swallow, as far as all things automotive pugilism. They just don't do it. They're just not cool. Because look, Lando's got pace now. Look at him coming back. He's clawing his way back in nicely to Charles Leclerc, isn't he? Let's have a look. What's the gap between him and Charles? Monitoring this. 2.1 seconds off the race lead. He'll be within DRS of Charles Leclerc in a couple laps, right? Now, you'll see, now that he's settled and he's relaxed, now that you'll see his true pace, and he'll start gapping the rest. But why can't he do that at the start? I don't know. This is going to be the conversation. I can see my reaction video already. Why does this dude not get starts? Go and see yourself a sports psychologist and learn. Turn up and execute, chap. Surely that's all that we're doing around here if this is F1. And if indeed you harbour aspirations to become one of the greats, to fulfil your as of yet unfulfilled potential, not insubstantial upside potential, and bloody win some races on a frequent basis and some championships. Forgive me, guys and girls, for losing my mind and going scorched earth here, but bloody Nora. Do you know what I mean? It was risky, wasn't it, from Oscar? You don't overtake there at the second chicane. You don't overtake there. Lando's been super submissive. Oh my gosh. Lando had to back out because he a massive oversteer, right? He didn't expect it. Oscar Jack absolutely nabbed him. Stole his lunch money, didn't he? Caught Lando Norris with his pants down right now. People have been saying, right, that Oscar Jack Piastri at some point is going to catch Lando with his pants down. Sooner rather than later, some say. Wow. McLaren, Hungary, 7 points over that end, eh? Not to mention Silverstone and some dodgy pit stops and some dodgy strategies. Every second, indeed, every point counts when you're in the fight for a driver championship. George Russell has damage. Front wing end plate, right side. Oh no. Get back in the pits, mate, before you get black and white flagged. Let's have a look at the numbers. Your runners and riders. Lando Norris, as expected, starting to catch one Charles Leclerc. DRS will be activated already. 6 laps in. This race is going to go really quickly, look. 6 laps down already. 48 remaining. Geez, 8 minutes. Because the track is so short. It's not even that short. 1 minute 20 to get round. But again, Peter D. Windsor would have told you if you listen to his video, this race doesn't last too long. Just goes by like shroom. James, just to keep it in perspective, Lando is still 3 places ahead of Verstappen, which is more than he needs. Is it, James? Is it really? I rebuke you, sir. Or I would counter that he needs to optimise for his for the big opportunity ahead of him this race. He needs to win this race. Let's be honest. He needs to win this race. Piastri has the bulldog in him, Cam, says Michael. Very many F1 aficionados have said that he's stoic, that his mental fortitude, per Dr. Helmut Marko of Red Bull GmbH. In fact, he said that there's one driver in McLaren that has that mental fortitude requisite to win himself championships and races and beat Max Verstappen, some may say. That driver has a name, and his name is Oscar Jack Piastri. Is that Magnussen just being bloody clumsy again? What is it's Hulkenberg this time? Bloody Nora Hulkenberg. Do you want to like that looked like a move off of Gran Turismo from me back in the day, using the car on the outside as brakes. Right, we're settling in now. We're getting into a routine. Crash Hulkenberg is at it again. I know. Normally it's K-Mag though. I just presumed falsely it was K-Mag. Hulk's race is over, says Michael. Sedan Saipad copped it. Bloody Nora. ESPN also live with F1. Oh, the humanity. Lazy needs to make a move. Not just yet. Again, you got to chew your food before you swallow it. But he is 0.5. He is in that DRS range of Oscar Jack Piastri. But where are you going to overtake around here, guys? There's no... Where is... I suppose on a straight, the DRS zone straight down to Ascari's potential. But it's still... The straight down to Ascari, it contours and it's bumpy and it twists ever so slightly to the left. Piastri over the radio getting told that they don't see graining on any tyres, not just yet at least. But still, that doesn't mean to say that you're not going to manage it. Cam, Lando will never win a Drivers' Championship. Behave yourself, Michael. I can't be so Debbie Downer. I can't. Harbour aspirations. He's good enough. I'll tell you that much. Plenty good enough. Did you see the lap yesterday? Did you see how quick that dude was through Lesmo 1 and 2? He's got God tier in him. He does. He definitely does. That's not a question. Tyres on the Red Bulls look happy as you'd expect them to be. Them both on hards. Messrs Perez and Verstappen. Wow, pace is quicker than expected. So what are we doing with tyre deg then? That's the question. GP being told, Max, crack on, mate. Keep it going. You're doing well, chap. Stay in there. Max Verstappen on hards, remember. He's going to have a tyre offset on the second stint. He will be quicker. Look to leverage that cheeky overcut potentially. Box the car to retire. Yuki Tsunoda is told, oh, the humanity. I mean, you can't write it if you're Yuki Tsunoda. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't rain. It pours. No fair for Yuki Tsunoda. Absolutely not fair. Oh my gosh. Come on, Yuki Tsunoda. No bueno. No bueno at all, Yuki. Delaney says Charlie's just clocking his tyres at this point. If he's not going to go... Oh, I hear what you're saying, Delaney. He doesn't want to be in the dirty air too long. You are right, Delaney, but he's not... backed off, hasn't he? 1.0 is the delta. Or 0.6. I'm seeing different deltas on different sources. I'm behind. 0.8. So he's still within DRS. It's going to get techie for him, isn't it? Imminently. Hulkenberg to get a penalty on top. Rightfully so. Aston's tyres are 1 lap older than everybody else's. No. Aston started on fresh. Alonso started on fresh mediums. And Lance Stroll started on fresh hards. 392 if you're watching concurrently. Do me a favour and smash the like. Charles Leclerc is inevitable. Oh, Brandon. Oh, the humanity. Penalty, Danny Rick. Oh, this is too much chaos all over the shop. I can't even keep track of what's going on. All right, let's do one of these. Let's do one of these, Cam. Sort it out. Oh yeah, Ricardo, 5 seconds. Hulkenberg asking the question. You guys rightfully leveraging the old radio transcriptions per AI, per our mates over at Multiview, the GoTest app in all of F1 Lunchbox Lando Piastris. Like, give me that sandwich and those cookies as well, and that lunch money. I'm nabbing you into the second chicane. What are you doing? Where you're not even supposed to be able to. He's sleeping, isn't he, Lando? He's just sleeping. He doesn't understand the enormity of the opportunity that's been presented to him. Fix up yourself, Lando Norris. This isn't good enough. 361 of you watching concurrently, do me a favour and smash the like. We have a race on our hands. We have 44 laps remaining. To summarise, Lando Norris has got his lunch money stolen by Oscar Piastri into the second chicane on the very first lap. Yet again, another gilt-edged opportunity for Lando to make his life easy. Nailing pole and finishing the first lap in first goes missing, wanting. Lando Norris now has an issue, so Hamilton in front, tyres starting to open up a little bit. Just be careful of your gap at the moment is what GP is telling Max Verstappen. Okay, careful of your gap. So what he's telling Max Verstappen is that you don't want to burn up your tyres. Don't run too close, per Brandon Allen. You run too close in the dirty air, there is a tax to be paid as far as your tyre deg, the rate at which your tyres deg, more to be more precise. English people, do you politely hate Oscar for racing, not knowing his place in the class system? I'm a neutral in this argument. I want Lando. I'm kind of rooting for Lando, to be honest. I want Lando to do what Lando can do. Do you know what I mean? Gap 2.4 ahead, 1.7 down is what Bono's telling Lewis Hamilton. I want Lando to live up to what I see as half decent potential. I mean, he's quick enough. It's turning into the Charles Leclerc story, right? Modern day Joe the Lazy, who's currently running at a 1.3 time deficit to the race lead in Oscar Piastri. Oh no, Checo Perez on George Russell. That was easy, wasn't it? George wants the fight. Mate, just leave it alone, George. You're not going to be able to defend into there. Notwithstanding the fact that the sausage curbs are gone. The sausage curbs that so characterised the Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton battle into that very same turn in 2021. No sausage curbs, which is a good thing, but I digress. Bloody Nora, overtaking back and forth. 1.5 seconds is the delta between your race lead and your second place Charles Leclerc. Getting techie. Getting very techie. Charles Leclerc, are we thinking plan B or plan B? Plan B, responds Charles Leclerc's race engineer Brian Boser. Let's go. So we'll box. So George Russell already trying to tinker with the strategy, of course. What else would you expect? We'll change the front wing is what George Russell is asking for, because of course at the moment, I'm surprised George Russell hasn't been black and white flagged, I'll be honest with you. So Oscar, do you have an opinion on plan A versus plan B? Oscar responds, plan A. Bloody Nora, our AI radio transcription has done us a wrong there. Bye George. Race over, little bro. Behave yourself, Michael. Surely not just yet. Gone in the bits, front wing. It'll hang in there, mate, and maybe you'll get something done. Sometimes you've got to be in it to win it, right? Availability, the best ability and all that, whatever. I still think it's a McLaren 1-2 given tyre degradation or the dependent on Oscar. Well, let's see. Right, George Russell's in the pits, changing that front wing. Let's have a go, mate. Can he get it off? Got it off. Extracted for that damaged front wing. Front wing end plate, right side. New front wing gone. That's crazy. Look how quick. F1. Don't let anybody tell you that F1's not amazing, yeah? Love or hate it, as some of us do some of the time, depending on what side of the bed I've woken up on. Like, I mean, they've just changed the wing in like 10.5 seconds of the pit stop, including a tyre change and a wing. Mate, levels. That's bonkers. Will McLaren screw over Oscar to help Lando? I think they need that. What are you going to do here? Okay, Lando's issue is that he's not tracking in second, right? They won't screw over Oscar. Look, the problem is Lando needs to jump Charles and he's nowhere near him at the moment. Well, DRS, don't talk too soon, Cameron. Just outside of the DRS. So Lando needs to make McLaren have to make a decision. Because at the moment, in third place, there is no decision to make, right? Oscar Piastri has 25 points in his hand. Let him crack on. Still, Oscar Jack Piastri rises and all that. Let him crack on. But if Lando can jump Charles Leclerc, then he forces Zach Brown and Andrea Stella's hand, and then they have a decision to make. Same pushing. Level 367. The sides. It's all kicking off in the chat, isn't it? It's all kicking off. Checo ahead of Max is bad. Oh, it's not going to happen, is it? What's the delta? 1.7. He's all right. Max is all right. I think Max is chilling for now. And you think they'll let Checo overtake Max? Behave yourself. When there's all this chat about his performance and his material underperformance and how good or bad he's going to do at Singapore or Baku will determine his future in that seat going forward. Nah, he'll leave that alone. Nobody wants... Checo Perez will not commit career suicide. Not even he's that daft, I don't think. So McLaren doesn't even want to try and get to the Drivers' Championship. I don't know how I feel about it, says Sid. Sid, like I said earlier, man, Lando's got to make him Oscar update on Plan A versus Plan B. What's your thoughts? Copy. Still Plan A. Oscar's going Plan A. I think Plan A has to be the one-stop, eh? Why else? Going to stop first and do the one stop, potentially pull a cheeky overcut. There's no need for the undercut around here because you're just going to find yourself traffic. You lose time, right? 428 if you're watching concurrently. Do me a favour, smash the like board, a favor, because every millisecond helps. Lando Norris, oh, he's looking messy, isn't he? Let's have a look at Lando through Lesmo. May's struggling. He's nowhere near as sharp on Lesmo 2 as he was yesterday. I mean, he was on it. Look at that. It's kind of like he just... You know what, Lando... Ooh, oversteer from Lando. It's almost like Lando loses... his attention span is short, isn't it? He lacks what Michael Schumacher... What epitomised and characterised Michael Schumacher. Gravel on the exit of Lesmo 2 going down to the Oscara chicane now. Courtesy of a cheeky oversteer instance from Lando Norris. He's just... Yeah... Lando crashed in the pits, behave yourself. Plan A, Oscar Piastri. Look at Charles Leclerc. You watching these guys come out of Ascari and what Peter said? Windsor was saying that what you don't want to do is veer immediately to the left to take the racing line going into Parabolica. Lando. Lando boxed to overtake. Oh, I've just seen it. I'm behind. Lando, like... What's his issue? Again, it was a last minute call, but it's over, Cam. No, Michael, it's not over yet. Go on, Lando. Good pit stop. Let's go. Leverage the undercut. Let's go. Where's he coming out? That's the key. All eyes on a track map, ladies and gents. That's what we need to be looking at here. Where's he coming out? No sign of Ferrari. Where's Lando come out? Come on. I can't see. Oh, he's got some free air. He's got a cheeky gap to Alex Albon, hasn't he? What's the diff? 6 seconds. Go on then, Lando. Let's have a look at your split times, mate. Come off the man. Or come off the hour. Come off the man, hopefully. If indeed your name's Lando. Lando is losing. He's been a bit messy, hasn't he, Mark? That's the truth. He's been a bit messy thus far this race. Not sure how smart a decision. James, the undercut, I think, is very powerful around here. Especially if you can undercut into some clean air. Charles Leclerc, though, has got clean air, but he's on the end of his stint. Right, we need to get ourselves a cheeky... I need to get the bloody cheeky trap map there. Oh, fudge. I need to get myself a chat map. Oh, Leclerc in the pits. It's happening already, isn't it? Oh, no. Lando, where's Lando? Lando's coming round the parabolic now. Oh, get some slipstream, Lando. It's going to be close. Oh. And breathe. 469 if you're watching concurrently. Charles Leclerc's on his way out. Is he going to be able to gap Lando? Has Lando passed him? Let's go! Let's go! Lando gaps Charles Leclerc. The undercut's powerful around here, guys. I told you. Too powerful. Now keep it on the track. Lando Norris, what are we talking about? Charles Leclerc, by the way, is going to be absolutely fuming. Now, the undercut's super powerful around here. Chat, I've done a couple laps around here on the old... on the game. Look at that. Only one lap. Look at the gap between Charles and Lando. Bearing in mind, Lando was tracking Charles before. Let that be a lesson for you, ladies and gents, that the undercut is powerful around Monza. All those other teams need to be onto their drivers saying, listen, plan A is undercut, mate. Do you know what I mean? If track position is a thing that you hold close to your hearts, that you treasure and realise is a first order priority around Monza, then, you know what I mean? Lando, go to, okay, James, chat. Now, Lando needs to get up into the gearbox. Oscar Piastri's pitting. So go on then, let's have a look. Is the undercut that powerful that it can work on Oscar Piastri too? Lando Norris about to round Sainz. These guys will struggle to go to the end. Bloody no, look at Sainz. Sainz looking ahead. Lando Norris though, is he about to gap Oscar Jack Piastri as well? Crossing the start finishing line as Oscar's about to come out. We're going to have a situation going into turn one, aren't we? Is this 2021 all over again? No, Oscar Jack Piastri makes it just bloody Nora. Alex Albon is the meat in a McLaren sandwich. Oh, the humanity. And breathe, ladies and gents. Leclerc, wipe it if we are undercut. So this is techie now. Yeah, they should have known. Charles is right, to be fair. They should have known. They should have seen that coming. They should have made him go long. As soon as they saw that they were going to get jumped, they should have left them out. Charles pushing back. And I like it. What was that? Why did we boot if we are undercut? Yeah, they should have stayed out. They could have seen that. They're reacting. But this is Scuderia Ferrari, Charles. They react. And again, there is pressure and pressure bust pipes. This is Monza. This is Italy. This is their home Grand Prix. What else at this stage do you expect? Charles Leclerc from Ferrari. They are bottle jobs. Do you know what I mean? Bottle jobs each and every single time. What are we doing here? It's chaos. All right, let me bed down. Because now we have ourselves a race. Lando Norris about to clear Alex Albon. Needs to get round him in short order though. If indeed, and Alex Albon is going to fight it. Go on the way down to the Scari. Go on then, Lando. Let's go, Lando Norris. As Alex Albon comes into the pits. Charles Leclerc though. Charles Leclerc in DRS of one Lando Norris. Don't like that. Oh, this is... Ha! Ha! Have you got a race, ladies and gentlemen? Cover for the other car. It will be papaya rules. Is it becoming overcast? It looks a bit overcast my end, Chiba. I'll tell you that much. Papaya rules. What does that mean? That sounds like code. Yeah, papaya Kaori. Sounds like orders, doesn't it? Code words. Hammer time settings. Yeah, they know what time it is. They have to understand. They'd be daft not to. They have to. They have to. Papaya rules, cover the other car. Yeah, we get it. We get it. Who's about to cook? Cam, go on and let's have a look. Let's have a look, Michael. Hards, 17 lap old hards. 36 laps remaining, by the way. 1 hour 34 on the clock as far as time to completion. It's going to get techie. Hang on, what's gone on here? I don't understand. How? Oh wow, Danny Rick got sabotaged by his own team. Who touched the car before time. 512 of you watching concurrently. We have ourselves a race on our hands. Thus far, Lando Norris got gapped off the line as he always does. Standard, not off the line, but into chicane number 1. Come on, Lando Norris, get yourself a sports psychologist, mate, and double up on this mental fortitude. It's not good enough, mate. If you want to win yourselves races and championships, plural, then do you know what I mean? You need to sort out for that. Carlos Sainz going long. All eyes on Carlos Sainz, by the way. He's leveraging his tyre offset, going super long, as is one Max Verstappen and as is Checo Perez. What's gone on with Lewis? I have no idea. So Lewis started in... Lewis down to... I'm so confused, chat. Help me out here. Lewis started in 6th. And he's down 2 places. Oh, because he's pit. Sorry, I understand now. I understand. I was like, how? Okay, so loses pit for a set of hards. mate. So he's looking to leverage the undercut. But the only issue with that, as far as Lewis is concerned, the undercut only works if he's got clear air, right? Carlos Sainz comes in the pits. Going to be interesting to see where he comes out. Looks like he's going to come out behind his teammate. It's going to be interesting how he leverages the tyre offset towards the end of the final stint, eh? Oh, I'm brave. Oh, this is chaotic. Gasly says no real stability. Everybody's moaning about stability and turning and not being able to turn the car in and all this other stuff. Feels like this is a common denominator. These are the F1 ground effect threads at which we need to pull as discerning-eyed F1 fans. Currently, your runners and riders, Max Verstappen leading, not in the effective lead, but kind of in the effective lead, right? Depending how long he goes on his final stint or on this stint. Second, Checo Perez. Are Red Bull going to do something? I feel like Red Bull have got a cheeky joker up their sleeve, I will be honest with you. Red Bulls 1 and 2, 496 if you're watching concurrently. Do me a favour, smash a like. Oscar Jack Piastri has the effective lead, I think. Last lap on a 124.6. Lando Norris catching him now. Last lap on a 124.1. Oh my gosh, they're exchanging. Oh, the McLaren boys. Oh no. It's become a shootout, a time trial, a toge. Verstappen told you can pick up the pace, Max. Papaya rules of engagement. Papaya rules are speaking to the rules of engagement, the fairness between the two drivers when they're racing. Just switch them round, Zach. Come on. I'm hoping for a red flag, says a people. No, here comes Lewis. Lewis currently in 7th. And again, not a million miles away now within the DRS of Carlos Sainz Jr. Oh my gosh. Are they looking to use? Hang on. Somebody's got to correct. This is bonkers. Ted Kravitz has interpreted the papaya rules being Verstappen last lap 25. Oh my gosh. McLaren, do not drop the bag here, lads. Do not drop the bag. Effect everything within your powers to ensure that Lando secures the bag. Max Verstappen currently in 1st place. Rest assured he's not going to end up in 7th where we started the race. You need to optimise for this World Drivers' Championship opportunity in real time. Who's that again? Haas. Get rid of those Haas, man. Both of them are just messy. What are we doing here? Why so messy? All the bloody time, just collecting everybody. Where's Colapinto, by the way? Running around in 16th. I don't hate that. Franco, 1st race. That's good outcomes. That's a good news story. I do not hate that. Putting Kimi Antonelli in the shade out here. Put some respect on his name. Get a press conference for him, introducing him to the world. Liberty Media. Why not? Well, because Kimi Antonelli is your boy and you like him. And you see him as the next one that's good that you're going to try and leverage to grow the sport, the next mainstream superstar, and that's fine. DRS, did it work? I don't know. Stay on plan A, says Lewis Hamilton. Go on then, I'm keen about this papaya rules because Ted Kravitz is saying that papaya rules are to be effective, but what does that mean? Potentially. And Lando, cars ahead of Oscar or Perez. Shut up about Oscar is what my response would be from Lando. I don't care about Oscar. How about you get me ahead of Oscar so I can win this race? Max Verstappen comes into the pits. Very long, 22 laps, say. Where's he going to pop out? Again, mate, the undercut is too... You're going to need to leverage the tyre offset towards the end of the stint, aren't you, Max? I think he's in trouble. I don't think that's the strategy, Red Bull. Although, far from it to be me to defer, to offer a contrarian... Look at Max all the way down in 7th now. And he'll probably lose another place imminently to... Yeah, he's lost. Look at that. He loses a place. He's got to do some overtaking now, hasn't he? Although Ocon will stop. 6.2 second pit stop from ACS button pressed, says Lando. I don't understand 6.2. I know, Kyrie. Not bueno from Red Bull. They've lost a step right. They've lost too much. Lando Norris on the radio. You are allowed to race Oscar Papaya rules. What are they talking about? You know what's going to happen here? They're going to race here and they're going to take out each other, and then McLaren are going to have to do like Ron Dennis did, or like Toto Wolff did in 2016, and put some contractual penalties in place. This is nonsense what McLaren are doing. They're showing how green they are, just how green they are as far as racing for proper championships and prizes. This is nonsense. What's going on at Red Bull? Everybody's left is what's going on, Michael, and there's rancor, and they just don't, there's not harmony, is there? Oh my gosh, Red Bull are just, they're focusing on too many things. You just want to be able to focus on the race. Max Verstappen will be steaming in his helmet. They can't give him a car. They can't do pit stops anymore. The strategy is dodgy. Failing to leverage the undercut. Lost yourself Adrian Newey. Lost yourself Jonathan Wheatley. Lost yourself God tier Rob Marshall. Lost yourself Dan Fellows. What else? Pierre Vacher sat on there talking about how that aerodynamic team can operate independently of Adrian, you behave yourself. What are we talking about? T minus 30 laps remaining to the end of the Grand Prix. 24 laps in. 1 hour 26 minutes on the clock currently as far as the completed time ETA. Your runners and riders, Oscar Jack Piastri leading one Lando Norris. What's notable here is how are McLaren going to handle this? So how do we do this stint then? Max Verstappen, GP saying we just get on with it, mate. Race. Max put on hards. That means another pit stop potentially. Yeah, they're going to have to go. He's going to have to go quick. Max going to have to burn those tyres and up, and he is. Look at that. Who's he nailed already there, Max? Nails Ocon. Not messing around now, is he? Oof. They're banking on a cheeky safety car, methinks. But the safety car, the probability of safety car, if I remember correctly, is quite high around here historically. It's quite high. What do McLaren do now, Crofty, says current channel. What are they doing? It's the problems for RB. I know they're struggling, Chi, but that car's not very good. And with that car, it almost feels like one problem begets another one. They've had all these personnel left, which mean that they can't solve for the ills of the car. Like Simon Lazenby said yesterday on the broadcast, that Adrian Newey, the gift that was Adrian Newey, wasn't necessarily his ability, just his ability to be able to build a god tier car, but his ability to do the aerodynamic blue sky thinking thing right, and solve and troubleshoot for some of these things, to see the F1 wood for the trees. And that's what they don't have at the moment. Pierre Vacher is not that guy. I don't care what anybody said, as genius as he is. He's no bloody, he'll never be an Adrian Newey. Doesn't have the tenure, length of service, breadth or depth or width of knowledge. What do you mean? Adrian Newey. How very dare you, Pierre Vacher? I echo the sentiments of Amanda Newey, Adrian's missus, who says that it was bull feathers that Pierre Vacher was saying that Adrian needed to contribute to the building of the car, or at least not as much as he had done in years gone by. What are they talking about? Nonsense. James says McLaren out of practice for winning championship. No kidding, James. No kidding. They are allowed to race. What are we doing here? Just switch them, man. One's racing for a championship. One's racing for gusto. You know what I mean? I love Oscar to death, but what are we doing here? So go on then, Lando. You're going to have to... Oh, it's just nonsense. Go on, we're going to have to diatribe for this already. In fact, so 52% of you have said that Lando is going to win. 26% of you say Oscar. 16% say Max. 5% say George. Oh, the humanity. Right, we have to get... You are my eyes and ears. Jomo, I'm trying, mate. I'm trying, but it's too techie now. We're going to have to get into some proper arguments around... team orders. Right, you guys tell me. I'm not even going to tell you what I think. Should Oscar. You guys tell me. Fastest lap Oscar. They're racing. Watch one of them go off. They're racing each other, and watch one of them end up in problems, because this is his... Anyway, you got, before I chime in, you guys tell me what you think, because that's all that's important here. 500 of you watching concurrently, do me a favour and smash a like. Nice woody Oscar in tyres. Let's go. It's too techie, this. I can't even cope. I'm struggling later. I just cannot cope. Let's have a go. And by the way, all of the metrics are available to you if you want them. Multiview is the app that you need to go and download. Right. Oh my gosh, it's tight in the voting around. Come on, Cameron. You shall excuse me, I'm messing around with race traces and all this stuff. Again, Multiviewer, the go-toest F1 app in the game, free to download. Tack it onto F1 TV access and you're gonzo. Down the road, purple sector metrics available at the tip of your hand on desktop or tablet, I think. Voted Oscar to win. I want him to win, but MCL need to take advantage of the point gap on this track. Absolutely. 54% of you say no to team orders. Why? Chat. I mean, do we want ourselves a champ? What are we doing? Are we playing tiddlywinks round here, McLaren, or what? Are we looking to win a drivers' championship? Well, if we are, then at this point, with 9 races to go, surely every point counts. Per friend of the channel, Peter D wins, all right? Every point counts. You hear him talking about Reutemann and Gilles Villeneuve, the conversation that they had in way back in the day. Oh, 26 laps remaining. Told you it would go by quickly, eh? Just over an hour for this race. It'll be gonzo soon. 5:11 if you're watching concurrently. Matt's 22 seconds behind Norris. Oh, the irony. Look at that. 22 seconds was the gap last race, eh? Jeez, what has gone on with that Red Bull car? They need to throw the checkbook right back at Adrian Newey, right, mate? We miss you, Adrian. Come back, Adrian. How much money do you want? Do you want a house? Like, do you want a car? Like, what do you need, Adrian? Come back though, Adrian, because this isn't a... We're sorry for what we said before you left, Adrian. I know I said that Pierre Vacher had it in hand and Enrico Balbo were the next ones. I know I realised the error of our ways, Adrian. That we as a team are not the same without you. We're not even Red Bull without you, Adrian. Do you know what I mean? With Multiview, it says you need F1 TV Pro. No, you need F1 TV app. There's 2 levels of F1 TV, James. There's Pro and there's Access. Just for if you just want the metrics. Pro is if you want the audio visuals as well. If you want to be able to watch the race, then you need to get Pro. You need to get yourself a cheeky VPN as well. If you just want the metrics, you can download yourself Access, James. So the cheaper version of the F1 TV thingy bob. That's what I have. Lando, go and get that lunchbox. Let's go, Sydney. 517 of you watching concurrently. Do me a favour and smash that like. We have ourselves a race between the boys and girls over at the papaya coloured team. Fastest lap from Lando Norris, 1:23.067. The delta between your market leader, your race lead in second place being Piastri and Lando no wins, 2.4 seconds. He's going to need to get on that gearbox, isn't he? Are they saying, it sounds like what they're saying, McLaren, is that you're clear to race, that this race is going to be decided by you guys racing around this track. And that, for the avoidance of doubt, ladies and gents, makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. Why? Well, listen, as much as you want to keep Oscar Jack Piastri happy, motivated, and again, affecting team orders probably in that sense, from that POV, doesn't make sense. But if you know that there is a championship to be gone and got, you've already cost Lando Norris 7 points a couple of races ago at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Are you going to cost him another 7 here? Don't make me mad. Come on, Zach. Think clearly, sir. Like, do you know what I mean? Think clearly. Oscar can't win this. Had your dominance, had that car been conceptualized and been in its final form a bit earlier this season, then we'd have a different conversation, right? But come on, please, Zach, please, Andrea Stella, Pep Guardiola of F1, please. 3.015 seconds is the delta between your first and second, being Oscar Jack Piastri and Lando Norris. Again, Noah's Ark settings behind them. You've got Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz competing for third place. Lewis Hamilton in fifth. he has behind him one Maximilian Verstappen. Those two always seem to find themselves on the same piece of track, particularly around Monza. Please see 2021, turn 1, turn 2, sausage curb settings. Verstappen in 6th, 7th is Checo Perez. George Russell, King George Russell, first of his name, up there in 8th, having fell foul of a cheeky incident, some damage on his front wing, right side end plate. Behind him, he's got Alonso, and then Ocon in 10th. Behind them, nobody cares, eh? Because you don't get... There are notable runners all right. Your movers and shake. Actually, Frank, put some respect on Franco Colapinto's name, Cameron. How very dare you? Colapinto up 3 places in 15th. Only 4 places adrift of his now teammate for the rest of the year. The remaining 9 races. One Alex Albon, who's up in 11th. Danny Rick in 13th, competing. Oh. Brian Bosey telling Charles Leclerc that this is when Norris is starting to struggle. Oh, the humanity. And you can see that in the time delta, eh? This is where the undercut's going to start to hurt Lando and Norris. Bless him. Oh, George, chew your food before you swallow, mate. I think you need to give back that position. And he knows he's going to give it, but give it back strategically, chap. Go on then, George. Get back in the throttle. Get back in the throttle now, George. The overtake is on. Going into Ascari. Don't do it though, chap. Not into Ascari. There's no chance. I know it's not Ascari. Sorry, chicane number 1. 2 even. Set it up then. Lando mistakes. Oh no, Lando, his tyres. Pit him. Just pit him. I think you're going to have to try and pull another cheeky undercut. Hang on. Have we got... All right then. So Lando and Norris, Houston, we have a problem. Because evidently... No, Verstappen's going to have to box again, isn't he? Because he started on hards and he still has hards. Right, look. 15. All right, when does Lando need to come in again? Got to hold off Charles for as long as possible, hasn't he? All right, so maybe Lando is competing for maybe 56% of you are right. And the Oscar's competing for the race win. And Lando genuinely has that 10 minutes to 3 GMT time. Greenwich Mean Time even. Young Teo even looking to make his debut. I'll be back. Slow stop for Lando. Oh no, Perez, what is it doing? He gives me the position. No, he did give you the position back. Do you know what I mean? He did. He gave you the position, but he gave it you back tactically. That's what the goatiest ones do. Checo Perez, you wouldn't know anything about that chap. Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't know anything about that chap, but that's your prerogative. Checo Perez, man, formerly known as the Mexican Minister of Defense. Go away and behave yourself, chap. Do you know that this is F1 chess, not checkers. Checo, behave yourself. Right, let's have a go. Piastri. So Lando's boxed, and he's all the way down behind Maximilian Verstappen. Do you see what's going on here, chat? You see what's going on here with McLaren? Oh my God. Max is going to have to stop again though, because he has, for the avoidance of doubt, he has to use 2 compounds and he's only used 1. Hards for Max. Oh, I can't cope. We are 21 laps remaining for this race. Again, I think Lando's going to come under some fire towards the end of the race. He's going to have to do 21 laps on this latest set of tyres, right? And he has gone for the avoidance of doubt on the hards. I think the rate of tyre deg around here is higher than many expected. 21 laps on hards. You should think that's easy, right? But look at the track temp. Oof. Ted Kravitz saying the problem was the front right. He's just, the racing gods have turned their back on Lando Norris, eh? Lando's saying, I don't know why I'm killing my... He's experiencing extensive tire deg on his front left. Why? Well, because he's quick through Lesmo, eh? The whole track goes clockwise, Lando. That's why. Like, do you know what I mean? If you fast through Lesmos, then there's a toll. There's going to be a tax to be paid, particularly on your front left tyre, Lando Norris. Come on. We are T-minus 20 laps away from a checkered flag. Oh, the humanity. This is a very quick race. Again, George Russell coming in. Trying the undercut. Why is this slow stop race? Everybody's on a slow stop. Max, Lando. Is it the heat? I'm really curious as to why so many people are slow stopping. Intriguing even. Do me a favour and smash the like, por favor. 552 of you watching. This has been an intriguing race. To summarise, Lando no wins. Mr. Skeptical. Debbie Downer extraordinaire. The man who needs to get himself a sports psychologist if indeed he harbours aspirations of competing with Max Verstappen over the next 8 races or so for a championship. Lando bottled it, didn't he? Yet again. Where's that pace gone to? Where's that God tier pace that we saw earlier on this weekend for the pole? Did you see that dude going through Lesmo 1 and 2? He was Max Verstappen-esque, Lewis Hamilton-esque in his prime. Do you know what I mean? 2018 Singapore setting, 2008 Silverstone. So it was reminiscent of that type of dude, which lets me know that Lando Norris has it in him. McLaren is doing the undercut on Oscar. Yo, mate. Can you imagine? That might be a shout, you know, your mate. Pit Piastri, WTF. Oh my God, you guys are onto something. They're sabotaging him, aren't they? Discreetly. Oh, Douglas, I've missed it. You guys are God tier. Why are they keeping him out so long? Maybe, well, how long? So 28 seconds is the delta. I don't think they could do. This would be some serious sabotage. Listen, I wouldn't hate it though. Sometimes you need to crack some eggs, right, to make an omelette. 28 seconds is your delta. How much time do you need to smash out a pit stop at Monza? Go on then, Lando. Lando goes purple on a 122.8. They're trying to do something, can't they? 18 laps remaining. I mean, pit Oscar, like anytime you're ready. I tell you what would be obvious. Maybe they just hold Oscar. Maybe they experience some serious difficulty. Oh, the humanity. Oh my gosh, sabotage, says my God. Oh my God, this is juicy. I don't like it. Checo Perez in the pits, 570 of you watching could currently do me a favour and smash the like. This is going to get techie, ladies and gents. How long are they going to keep up? With 18 laps remaining, how much longer are they going to run Oscar? As Checo pits, Alonso pits. Oof. He can't run to the end. He can't run to the end, Surf Sauce. He can't run to the end. Oscar's going to have to pit at some stage. But when do they pit him? Next couple of laps, say 22. If it's a gamble, but all the team strategies are out the window. Nate says, man, Red Bull helping Perez today. Yeah, it's well, I don't know, man. You can only help him so much, eh? Huh. Checo comes out ahead of George. George won't be too happy. This has been a messy race. Meanwhile, Sir Lewis, Carl Davids and Hamilton GOAT settings up discreetly into 4th. Mate, that's not a bad drive, eh? Up a couple of positions from your starting position of 6th on the grid. 589 of you watching can currently do me a favour and smash the like. Now they know, feel. Oh, the humanity. What am I crying for? I'm crying for the ills, the perceived ills that McLaren are about to inflict upon one Oscar Jack Piastri. 28 seconds is the delta though still. Do you know what I... Oh my gosh, Max saying it's impossible to defend Lando. Do you want me to race him? Oh no, we're about to see 5. Do you remember when Lando said simply lovely last race? Do you remember? Keep that front and centre of your mind with watching what we're about to ingest. Lewis still racing Checo Perez. Go on then, watch this. Do you want me to race him, Max said. Lando, the GP said, yes, please. Max said, "You're welcome. Let's go." Max Verstappen is about to race Lando. This is why you don't tell Max Verstappen simply lovely. You want to do you know what I mean? There's a way to manage for this in real time. And I don't think it's telling him simply. I know you gapped him. It was a brilliant race from Lando last time round. 22 seconds was the delta as at the checkered flag at the Dutch Grand Prix around Zandvoort circuit. But you really need to do you make Michael Jordan angry in his prime? Why? What's the point? A genuine non-rhetorical question that I'm asking here. Why would you do that? It makes no sense. 587 of you watching, do me a favour. Race him or make on, like, what else? Oscar Jack Piastri, do you think there is any chance that we can one-stop? I don't think so. Front left is pretty dead. The drama. Oh, the humanity. I cannot tolerate it. We are T minus 16 laps to a cheeky checkered flag. My palms are sweaty. Mom's spaghetti. B Rabbit. 8 Mile. Michael, Lewis having the quiet. Oh no, he's going about his business very casually, right? Pitting out on his outlap. Mr. Lewis, Carl Davidson Hamilton. Lewis driver of the day. We'll get the driver of the day there. There's too much going on. Michael, I can't cope. Look, 16 laps remaining. The fight is on for first place. What are they going to do to Oscar? 27.2 seconds is the delta between one Oscar Piastri. What's George doing on Checo? No, chew your food. He got him in the end around the chicane. 616 of you watching concurrently as I'm about to lose my SH1T. How are they going to... All right, Oscar's pit. Go on then. 28 seconds is the delta. Off the top of the dome, I do not know. All eyes on a track map to see where Lando comes out. Oscar's on his way out. Is he going to make it? Are we going to see a 2021 setting thing? Quick stop, though, from McLaren. Fair play. Oscar's going to make it through. He makes it, doesn't he? Meanwhile, Norris is being raced in real time by Max Verstappen. He had no chance. Papaya rules then, Lando. As you were, 624 of you watching. He said, it's not a bad race, is it, James? I thoroughly entertained with 15 laps remaining. It's gone by. It feels like we've only had 15 laps. Oscar Jack Piastri retains effective lead. And again, of course, he's on fresher tyres. Charles Leclerc currently has the whip hand as far as the absolute lead on track to his old teammate, Carlos Sainz Jr. Oh, the humanity. Behind him, Oscar Jack Piastri, effective lead. Max Verstappen in fourth. Lando Norris. Lando Norris is going to have to get... So remember, Max Verstappen needs to pit again because he's only used one compound of tyre being hard. Oh, this is pain for Lando Norris, isn't it? I think it's over for him. Unless, go on then, here's what they need to do. So I think the Ferraris are going to have to pit again, aren't they? Although, hang on. Oh no, Crofty just said what I was about to utter. Do you remember Carlos Sainz talked about, can we go to the end earlier? With 14 laps remaining, ladies and gents. The Ferrari boys might have played their way into the crease here. 638 if you're watching concurrently, do me a favour, smash that like button for it is free. Here it goes, Lando with DRS, mate. Yeah, he's in DRS, but Max is not. That message from Max to GP, do you want me to race him? Lando Norris going into chicane one. Mate, weaving settings. This is what you get, Lando Norris. When you start talking all this big talk about simply lovely, at the end of a race that you've gapped Max Verstappen to the tune of 22 seconds. Rest assured that at the very next race, if Max Verstappen has an opportunity to make your life difficult, you've had it, chap. You've had it. What we're watching here, this isn't... Don't think that we're watching the Monza Grand Prix here, Italian Grand Prix 2024. No, ladies and gents, for clarification, for the avoidance of doubt, this is Austria 2024 all over again. That's what we're seeing here. Lando's going to have to... I hope he's had his Weetabix this morning, because this is not going to be easy. In fact, you know what, Lando? I'll be honest with you, mate. You may as well just hold station, chap. I don't think he's got minerals for this. I'll be honest. Look at Max weaving all sorts. Austria 2024 again. This is why you don't bait the bear. Simply lovely. Yeah, of course. Simply lovely after you've won one race. Lando no wins. Yeah. Well, let's see now. You're in the DRS, Lando. Let's see. Do you remember last race when Max just let him through all nice and calm? You think you're going to get that now after you were talking that big talk? Go on. He's got DRS. He's got DRS, but Max is going to look. Look at Max. Max is racing him hard. Look at that. Oh, Lando gets it done. Props. I still accept it. I just don't trust it. When Max puts out a war cry like that, nah. Testament to the fact that Max doesn't have the wheels underneath him, eh? T-minus 13 laps. Props to Lando there. He's done well. To be fair to him, he's done very well there, because Max absolutely did not want him to get past. Charles Leclerc currently has the lead to Carlos Sainz Jr., to Oscar Jack Piastri, who's just gone purple, 122.264. The gap between the McLaren boys, circa 4 seconds. What is going on? Lando and Norris occupying 4th position. The question now, with 12 laps remaining, are Scuderia Ferrari going to be going long? Can they get through on these tyres to the end of the race? Oh, the humanity. This is chaos. I'm about to lose my SH1T. Bet that lunchbox back. Go, Lando. Oh, Macon, my bad, Lando. No, he did well. I've got to walk back. Instant apology settings. He's done well there. He has done very well to make that stick. Oh. Oh, my God. Crunch and up makes it. Chomo, you're the best. Oh, the humanity. Right, Karan Chandak just outlines the story. Here's the narrative between now and the next 12 laps, and by which time we'll get ourselves a cheeky checkered flag. How long can these Ferrari boys go? The difference, the delta. Look at the gap between Verstappen. Verstappen's just pitted. The delta between Oscar Jack Piastri and Charles Leclerc is, as at the time of writing, 10.7 seconds. We have ourselves 12 laps remaining till we get ourselves the checkered flag. Oh, the humanity. What is going on here? Sorry, 14 seconds is the difference between the race lead and Oscar Jack Piastri. 14 seconds, 12 laps. Catching is one thing, said one Murray Walker once upon a time. Passing is something completely different, eh? This is qualifying now, is what Lando Norris's instruction is. In the words of Stu, just drive effing fast. If Ferrari pulls this off, it would be epic. Can you imagine the celebrations afterwards? The Tifosi, Brandon. I mean, it's a decent story, especially if Charles has the whip hand. Carlos Sainz, they've just got to go for it. Do you know what I mean? I thought they dropped it massively. Remember when they went long and we were talking about the undercut? Mate, little do you know, Cameron, little do you know the delta between Carlos Sainz. So 13.8 seconds. They're not losing time enough. Charles going to nail this, you know. They're not losing time quick enough. Piastri's not eating into that lead at the rate that it needs to. Unless those hards just completely fall off the cliff over the next few laps. Ferrari, ladies and gents, all of a sudden have the whip hand. And how? Charles Leclerc, the tyre whisperer. Leclerc about to cry in the car if they win. Michael. Are the cameras on Ferrari pit wall? I know they're not allowed to do it anymore. They'll probably do it this time around. The big celebration thing. Lando knows over the radio. What's he got to say here? So Ferraris are going to try a 1. That's what Lando Norris is being advised. They're going to go long. Delaney, how do you like your F1, mate? Exactly like this. This has been incredible, eh? Flip. Sainz needs to defend like his life depends on it, says Brandon. I don't think they're even going to get to him. Look, 12 seconds is the delta between Sainz and Oscar. Oh, wow. Graining, though. Graining. But they're not too bad, those tyres, as the cameras zone in on the front left of Charles Leclerc. He's all right, man. Like he's that, as they go through, is that Lando going through a back marker? Oof. 12.1 seconds is not enough. 10 laps remaining. They're going to have to catch, on average, a lick of 1 second a lap. Not enough. Charles Leclerc has the whip hand, ladies and gents. Bloody Nora. Props to Ferrari. You remember when I was slandering their name and saying about how rubbish their strategy is? They know Monza, don't they? Or at least they know how to win around Monza. You remember it was Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz arguing automotive pugilism around there a couple of years ago. You remember? Carlos Sainz got the upper hand. Just barely. If Charles wins, I don't care about Drivers' Championship at all. Let's go, says Sid. Let's go. What do you think? What do you think Shez is feeding now? He's got to be. It's squeaky bum time, sweaty palm time, isn't it? They're all right, though. They're okay. Look, 11 seconds is the delta. Just all eyes on that delta from Oscar Piastri. The rate at which he catches the two red cars ahead of him. I think something's going to happen, though. We're going to have to see something change. I think in this circumstance, you'd always, if you were a betting person, you always back the guys that have the lead, right? Track position has the count for something. Bloody Nora, 11.1 or 11.5. They're not catching. They're not even catching at all. Last lap. Oh, hang on. Don't speak to his scene, Cameron. Let's compare the last lap times. Last lap. Oh, Carlos Sainz says my front left is nearly gone. But we will try. We will try. You did say Leclerc, to be fair, Michael. Go on then. Let's compare the last laps because I'm just comparing deltas and that's fool's gold. Last lap from Oscar Jack Piastri, 1:22.6. Last lap from Carlos Sainz, 1:23.9. Oh, wow. Oh, Oscar's got it done. Oscar's got it done. 11 seconds is the delta. Sorry, I'm looking at intervals to the leader. That's why I'm reading them out wrong and I'm nervous now. 679 if you're watching, can only do me a favour, special like, oh, the humanity, it's going to get chaotic. 11 seconds, but the 8 laps. 8 laps. Going to have to catch at a serious lick. What was their last lap time? 1:23.675 from Oscar Jack Piastri last time round. 1:23.7. As near as makes no difference. The same lap time. Go on then. Let's see. Oscar needs to start making some inroads. Lando might not even podium. Behave yourself. Behave yourself. Surely not. He'll be able to get round. No. He'll be able to get round side. Surely. Shouldn't be too much of a... I don't know. Go on and over to you, Sean. Let's see how god tier you are. Really, Showson, you're a legend. I guess Plan A is about to pay off for Ferrari. They've not done too badly, Showson. I don't hate it. Got to put some respect on Scuderia Ferrari's name this race. Notwithstanding that earlier I was blaspheming against them. The line says in McLaren trying to do swap drivers with the undercut. They've cost Oscar the win. Mate, Delaney. You might be onto something. Your F1 mind is god tier. Don't worry, Charles will go off. No, Chim. You can't wish that on her. And thank you, Sharison. You're far too kind. You can't wish that on her. 10.8 is the delta. Last time round. Mate, he's not even catching. Oscar wasn't quick. Okay, so Oscar needed to round Carlos Sainz. But he's not even catching. Look at me. Eyes watering and everything, chat. It's too much. One cannot cope. The excitement and drama and friction is substantial. Oh, hang on. Last time round, a 1:22.5 plays a 1:23.6. 1.1 second was the delta last time round. The gap is 10 seconds, but there's only 7 laps remaining, mate. You need something to happen, Oscar. Charles' tyres need to fall off a cliff now. Need to be catching him as of the next lap. The rate at which you need to be catching Charles Leclerc, Oscar Jack Piastri, is greater than a second, mate. Otherwise, you got no chance. Remember, for the avoidance of doubt, in this circumstance, you will always need to defer to our man, the legend that is Murray Walker, right? Catching is one thing, passing is another. If I were a betting man, I'd go Charles Leclerc each and every single time. Brake balance +5. +5. Leave me alone with this. I don't do things you ask me. Don't ask. If I don't do things you ask me, don't ask me 10 times. Leave me alone. Constructive challenge and pushback from the one they call modern day journalist. And I don't hate it. It's about bloody time that dude stopped doing the subservient thing and push back on them. Do you know what I mean? In real time. Oh no. Oh no. I don't hate it. Go on then. To summarise, we are 6 laps remaining to getting ourselves a cheeky checker flag. There you go. Lando Norris nabs himself Carlos Sainz Jr. The gap between Norris in 3rd and Max Verstappen in 6th. Oh, the humanity. I can't even do those maths. 25, 18. Okay, so all right. All we need to know is that he's closing the gap materially. So that's what we need if we're if we're looking, if our priority is indeed the competitive landscape. Oh wait, 7 point swing again, but it's not enough, is it? It needs to be averaging 8 points, mate. 7 point swing isn't enough on average. There's only 9 races left. 7 points a race. 63 points, mate. That'll leave you 7 points short. 7 points from Hungary. Oh no, McLaren. No. Do they switch him? Crofty asking the question. There you go, Crofty. You've said it, mate. Look, here's the dilemma. If McLaren realise that Oscar Jack Piastri has no way, as it looks like it, he has no way of overtaking. He's not even going to get to Charles Leclerc, let alone pass him. What does this second place mean to Oscar Jack Piastri? Switch them, therefore, Zach Brown, Andrea Stella. Use your noggins, chap. Switch them round. One of them is racing for a championship now, a driver's. One of them is just racing for gusto. What is he doing? The second place means nothing to Oscar Jack Piastri. Zach Brown is looking at you, chap. Can people in the background please be awake? I know this is a position, but it's important. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Max rallying cry, war cry to the team and the engineers. Go on then, Zach. Tell me who you are without telling me who you are. Tell me whether you harbour aspirations to win a championship without telling me. McLaren, it's over to you, guys and girls. You know what to do. You know what the right thing to do is. Oscar Jack Piastri. You know what I mean? Hungary will work. Shimka, we just done the maths. Do you know what I mean? If he gaps him 7 points every single race between now and the end of the season, that's 63 points. 70 points is the gap. That 7 points counts for something. What are you doing, McLaren? Peter Windsor told you. Zero, you're a legend. Thank you so much, mate. The Tifosi finally realise they're cheering on their man. Oscar Jack Piastri's not going to make it. 4 laps remain. Zach Brown, do the right. This is high drama, what we're witnessing here, ladies and gents. By virtue of McLaren and their inaction. They are going to get smashed to high heavens. Oscar's not going to make it. The gap is 7.5 seconds. There's 4 laps remaining. Oscar, do yourself a favour, mate. McLaren, Zach Brown, Andrea Stella, do yourselves a favour. Props to Charles Leclerc, absolutely winning in front of his home crowd on the eve of Sir Lewis, Carl Davidson, Hamilton joining the Scuderia. Props to him as we get a cheeky vista of Arthur Leclerc, Charles' brother, younger brother. Props. This means something, it has to. However, the narrative here, the truest and fairest narrative is about McLaren. What are they going to do here? There is only one play. For F1 is a piranha's tank. If you harbour aspirations to win races and championship, there is no decision to make. Zach Brown, what are we doing? Are we UNICEF? Oxfam? Is this charity settings? Are we altruistic? Are we looking to win championships? Zach Brown, get on the phone and call in Oscar. Like, Oscar did the right thing, chap. Delta between the two, 3.5 seconds. Oh, the humanity, meaning Oscar's not going to make it. 7.0 seconds between Oscar Jack Piastri and the race leading Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc has this in the bag. Props to modern day Jean and Lazy. Orlando's fault, nobody to blame but himself, says Michael. Mate, for the lead, absolutely, but they would have done the wrong strategy anyway. McLaren is looking at you, Zach Brown. Don't smile, chap. There's nothing to laugh about here. This is not a laughing matter. We are talking about championships, sir. Not just the constructors now. The drivers. Zach Brown, pull your finger out, chap. Man up. But grow a pair. Like, this is, it's game time, Zach Brown. You've already given away 7 points in a fight with the driver of an era in Max Verstappen. Yeah, he's having problems now, but don't think that that's going to be the same way all this time. Zero question of McLaren serial bunglers. Let's get the poll on this. Oh my gosh, Zero! I can't even. I've got the poll already going on. Should they effect team orders? In fact, you know what? I can't even. Zero, you're a legend. Thank you so much. You're far too kind. Kenny, Cameron, hope you're well. I've missed a lot of content lately. As a rep of the Charfosi. I thought I would come in and say hi since he might do so. I know. I've got to give him credit, Kenny, today. I've got to shut my mouth. Walk back all of the modern day journalese slander today because he's driven very, very well. What's the gap? 4 seconds between the McLaren boys, the boys and girls at Papaya. Coloured car. Lando. Oh my God. Don't do this, sack. Gonna lose my SH1T Luigi. Only follow the Ferrari. No, please. Oh, God. 3 seconds in the Delta. So Lando is catching. Something's brewing here, ladies and gents. Oscar knows that he's got to give up the ghost on Charles Leclerc. Just give up the points, mate. Just come on. Come on, Oscar. Like, what are we, like... Kayori. It's going to be a celebrate. Oh, 4 seconds, the delta between the McLaren pair. You know, Lando's going to be... Can you imagine Lando's face on the podium? Knowing that, again, more points have gone amiss. Gone awry. That he's flopped it off the start again. The gap between Angon, the gap between Oscar's not easing up. Penultimate lap, 2 laps remaining. Oh, the humanity. 4 seconds. Oscar's not easing up. Papaya rules, the jokers. Papaya rules. Yeah, of course. Corsac. They're going to get creased to high heavens. 3.9 seconds. Final lap. Oscar's driving as if he thinks that the race victory is still on. 768 of you watching concurrently. The gap between the McLaren boys. Kenny, I hope all legends in the chat have enjoyed the street. Yeah, me too. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been bonkers, but it's not over yet, Kenny. Do you know what I mean? We've got 1 lap remaining, and the gap between the McLaren boys is 4 seconds. What are they doing? You're just going to sit there, really, Zach and Andrea Stella, and do nothing? Are you a do-nothing B? Is that what we're doing, really? Just going to let this championship that's in your hands... What are we doing, Erlinda? Honestly, this is. I don't understand, Erlinda. It's not going to happen, says James. Yes, wow, what a race. I know. Props to Charles Leclerc. But 0 props to McLaren for just being do-nothing Bs. This is nonsense. 3.6 seconds. 3.6 is the delta between the two. Oscar, do the right thing, chap. You have no stakes. There is no win on the cards. What are we doing? Checkered flag. Props to Charles Leclerc. Is Oscar really gonna... Oscar passes. Mate. I can't believe what I've just seen, you know. I'm honestly a bit peeved off here. Props to Charles Leclerc, but I don't think that's the true story in the narrative. The narrative here is the opportunity that was in the hands of McLaren to gain extra points. To Cam, you told me Charles was going to cry. Yeah, no, fair play, Michael. I don't hate it, man. I want to be ecstatic for Colapinto too. 12th, that's not bad, eh? Only 3 places adrift of Alex Albon. Props. I know Williams had a very slippery car around here, but yet and still, Colapinto, that's his maiden voyage. Driver of the day, Charles Leclerc, 26%. He's not been bad, has he? You know what? You guys want me to be honest, though? No Charles Leclerc prejudice, a.k.a. modern day journalese, a man who's made very many unforced errors in the past. Props to him as a brilliant driver, but he wants to do this more consistently. I'm not going to Debbie Downer him and get all negative, but props, because this was an incredible race. An incredible... I mean, the fact that he's made that last stint go as long as it did, props to him. He's a goated one for sure and can be going forward. But the real story here, ladies and gents, is the inaction over at the Papaya coloured team. That they let Oscar Jack Piastri finish in second, 18 points ahead of Lando Norris, who's in a bloody race for race for the championship. What are we doing here? This makes no sense. I don't understand. Somebody, you guys have to help me before I sign off. Somebody needs to help me understand why they've done what they've done. This makes no sense. That's outrageous. The levels of incompetence. I want to hear them get questioned in the press conference after. I want to hear Lando Norris express how upset he is at bottling it yet again. Do you know what I mean? I want to hear Zach Brown talk about why they've dropped the ball from a decision perspective again. Look at that. So another 3 points just frittered away. 7 points at Hungary, another 3 points now, 10 points. What, you think you can afford to do that with Max Verstappen? Generational driver that he is of his era. Behave yourself. This is nonsense. McLaren are losers, spiritual. I'm saying I'll call it from now. That's nonsense. You can't move so soft. And so this is not altruism. This is F1. The avoidance of doubt, a piranha's tank where only the best come to the cream comes to the top. I'm happy to see Ferrari in as well, James, although you might not be able to guess it. Bloody Nora. What a race. And I just leave it with a bad taste here in my mouth. 10 points. Going to keep a running tally of the amount of points that McLaren... It's not only 10 points, because they made strategic decisions, dropped the ball on pit stops, all these other nonsense things. When you look at the... It's the sum total of the opportunity, the amount of points that McLaren have frittered away due to operational incompetence and indecision as far as their strategic decision making. What are we doing? I want to hear Norris. Yeah, I want to hear and see Norris. Got to be upset with himself, eh? About don't mention the S word. You are seeing a driver swap in real time, Cam. Lando is number 2. Oh, Evolved, you're a legend. Turn ads off next time, mate. Hope Shaw didn't. I didn't even know they were on, to be fair, Evolved. I'll definitely nail that next time. Thank you. And thank you, you're too kind. Hope Shaw didn't lose too much weight, do you know? Oh, wow. Harping back, of course, to a couple races ago, Belgium. George Russell, number 63. King George, first of his name. They don't believe in Lando for this year, so they don't care. But, but that makes no sense. Charles Leclerc gets out the car to rapturous applause of the adoring Tifosi. So Lewis Hamilton will be looking at this thinking that'll be me next year, eh? Apparently that Ferrari, I think another story after McLaren here is that Ferrari have turned it around, eh? Turned it around. Now all of a sudden they're fast. No longer can we crack the jokes that they've left their form and speed in the harbour at Monaco. No matter the team or driver you support, seeing a Ferrari win at Monza. I know, NCZ, you're not wrong. I echo those sentiments. A home victory is always good. Good story all round for all related parties, as Charles Leclerc, aka modern day Jean Lady, embraces his younger brother Arthur. Props, Charles. No, you deserve that, mate. You did well. And gapped his teammate. You know what I mean? Carlos Sainz was left. Up to Carlos Sainz, and Ferrari wouldn't have themselves a victory today. Charles Leclerc wins himself an Italian Grand Prix. Yeah, McLaren, you shouldn't look happy either. No, none of you should look happy. None of you. You should all look very sad. Why? Well, because you've missed another opportunity. Ostensibly, the material points that you left on the table as far as Lando. And Lando should look disappointed too, chap. Don't be happy for Charles Leclerc. You should be upset for yourself, Lando. I'm sorry. I don't want to go scorched earth to end this stream. It's not a good look. But I'm a bit upset with McLaren. Just giving away points like it's philanthropic donations or something. No, this is the one that F's Formula One, the upper echelons of motorsport global. Got Zach Brown all happy. Make me sick, chap. Get off my screen, Zach Brown. What are you doing? Is this what we're doing, really? Philanthropy PLC is what we're going to start calling them. Just giving away the points to Max Verstappen. Red Bull are desperately trying to make this an even contest, right? By virtue of the fact of their intellectual property, human resource churn, the fact that they don't have a car, the sweet spot of their car is too finite to make that car faster and every track. Red Bull are desperately trying to give you something here, McLaren. And there's MBS as well to make me even more sick. MBS shaking hands with the winners and bloody Oscar Jack Piastri injecting himself as Beyonce does to Kelly Rowland of the drivers each and every single time. Yep, McLaren are serial bunglers. You said it. It's nonsense now. 10 points. Let's keep a running tally. That's 10 points. I'm done. Finished. What are they doing? So Oscar might be better in the end in his final form, but that doesn't matter now, Spiritual. That's a moot point that we can debate at another time, right? At some point in seasons to come. As at now, the dude who has the chance of winning the World Drivers' Championship. Yeah, have a chat with Lando. I'll stay with you for this. Zach and Stella, absolute clown show, Mark. So, did he catch you by surprise? Of course, because he got past. Yeah, because you oversteered. It caught you by surprise. You hear that, Cam, your boy? I just don't know what they're on about, Michael. All of them make me sick. I'm not even going to lie. Like, I just... You know what, chat? I've had enough. NBA, yeah, it's too much for me now. My conscience can't cope. My shoulders aren't broad enough to deal with Lando, the serial bottler. McLaren flopping the decision to do the switcheroo, which they should do, given the context and the circumstances. Tyrone, Archibald, you're an absolute legend. Far too kind, sir. Just pull the switcheroo. What, do you want to win a championship or don't you want to win a championship? I'm going to go live on a reaction video like instantly because I feel like I need to harvest this anger. I've absolutely had enough. McLaren F1 race, you have to change your name, sir. Do you know what I mean? This is bonkers. How have they done this? Giving away another 3 points. Cumulative tally of missed opportunities as far as points in the driver's standing for McLaren. 10 points. They're all soft, Michael. I've had enough. You know what, guys? You guys have been legends. Thank you so much for joining the stream. That's been an epic race. However, I feel like I end it on a sour note. I don't mean to be scorched earth and I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer. But if this thing is the one that F's and only the best, this is where the best, the greatest minds in motorsport go to do battle. And you've got these like Jomo. You're an absolute legend. Thank you so much, mate. No, you're a proper legend, Jomo and Jay. Shout out to the mods. And shout out to the Elite Peddlers. But if F1 is what it purports to be, being the upper echelons of motorsport globally, the best of the best drivers, the best engineers, the best motorsport minds, then surely that means that Zach Brown and Andrea Stelli need to defend or vacate, man. Because they've made the decision here, the cumulative tally as far as missed opportunity in the drivers' standings. 7 points Hungary, another 3 points today. Lando Norris, McLaren, Zach Brown, Andrea Stella. You are throwing this away in earnest, in real time. Genuine, non-rhetorical question. McLaren, what are we doing here?